In other news tonight, biologists with Montana Fish, Wildlife and Parks say they're ready to assume management of the state's grizzlies, including bears along the northern Continental Divide, if they should be removed from federal protection. However, they believe the public will play a key role in making all that a success. Unlike the bears in Yellowstone National Park, which are removed from the protective cover of the endangered species list this year, the grizzlies on the northern Continental Divide ecosystem are still a threatened species. But during a presentation this week, panelists say the bears are recovered, with more than 1,000 roaming not only in Glacier National Park and the Bob Marshall, but far out into the plains east of the Front, which was their historic habitat.
This core area that we wanted to protect and reduce mortality in, we have succeeded in doing that. And we have ways to estimate the sustainable mortality, and at this point we're way below those numbers, and we have a pretty good idea of how to manage that in the future.
Some conservation groups are worried the state will be up to the challenge of managing delisted bears, but Costello says the state has decades of experience.
We have 10 people that work on bears, and most of those people primarily work on grizzly bears. There is no other species in this state that gets that kind of singular effort from FWP.
Panelists said while the NCDE population of bears is recovered, there's still lots of work to be done. That includes coming together, using science to plan the next steps, and avoiding the lawsuits filed by non-governmental agencies that they say are blocking further progress and fostering public involvement.
The public and our carnivores deserve better, and this continual struggle that is ongoing and is typified by wolves and to some extent grizzly bears is negative for these animals.
What's interesting to me is how are we going to move forward? How are we going to get bears in all of those other ecosystems? How are we going to increase the acceptance of bears into areas where they have not been previously before or haven't been in hundreds of years?
Costello says 95% of the sow grizzlies are surviving from year to year. That's well above management goals.